Oh, that cocky goodness.
Welcome back to Cactus Core Plays Mass Effect Andromeda. My name's Kevandre.
My name is Bobby. You better not let that be the intro.
What?
Nothing.
I don't know what you said.
Oh, you're probably going to hear it on the recording. Don't let it be the intro.
Alright.
I was talking about Coca-Cola. Made a joke. He's going to leave it in now.
Oh, I thought you said coffee goodness, referring to our fine writer. Either way.
I mean, there's also that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I would refer to her that way.
Only a little bit of milk in there.
I mean...
Sure. I like my women like I like my coffee. Coffee.
I like my women like I like my coffee, without someone else's dick in it.
Yeah. That's generally true.
Yeah.
Anyway, last time we were on Vold, and we beat up the Architect, which was fun. That's one of the more fun fights in this game.
Yes, that's right. It took me a minute to remember the Architect, because I recently watched Matrix, and I'm like, we beat up Colonel Sanders?
Yeah, and you can see it just in orbit of Vold now.
Amazing.
Damn. Why did it leave?
So yeah, we fucked it up, and then it jetted off to try to save itself, but then it just shuts down and then remains in orbit.
Huh.
So you can see it in the orbit of all the planets where you fight them on.
Well, that's kind of a cool thing.
I think it's fun. We are going to end up going back to Vold at some point, but
Not today.
Not today. Last time I promised that we would go over to Havarl.
Right. Sounds like somebody was trying to name it, but they had some spit stuck in their throat at the beginning, and they just went, fuck it, we're going with it.
Havarl.
Coral!
That sounds alien, right? Yeah, okay. If you say so.
This is
That's one thing that would always suck having to write for sci-fi if you're dealing with aliens.
Havarl.
You either have to go like full alien, or you have to make it just a little twinge of alien.
Yeah, you're mostly just like, okay, what can I make this work with, like, something that's vaguely foreign, but not a specific kind of foreign?
Right.
Yeah. Unless you're specifically, like, making your alien races based on Earth accents and things like that. Like, the Quarians are kind of like this Eastern European thing going for them, right? That's generally what their accents are. It's like Tali has that kind of vaguely Russian accent.
Yeah.
Then again, like they've just got all sorts of names due to the nature of the Quarians. Just like how Admiral Chorus, his ship was called Quib because it was a Volus ship before the Quarians got it.
Well, that works.
Don't ask about the name. You have a ship called Quib. Here we go.
Tali von Karma.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, that's her strive to perfection.
Tali Zora Naraya Vas Nima, or later, after she gets exiled, Tali Zora Naraya Vas Normandy.
Sorry. Voss Karma. Tali Voss
Vas
Karma.
Karma, yes. Of
Yeah.
course.
Not quite the same thing. It's a secondary branch line who can't take over the main house until we get rid of the main von Karma. We've been playing too much Phoenix yesterday.
Yeah, man.
We had to catch up on a few episodes, and we played a lot.
I think it's fun to go to Havarl and not bring Joel with me. Alright, let's go.
Such a dick move.
Yeah. It's like going to Ilos and Mass Effect 1 and not taking Liara with you. It's just like, yeah,
That's where the
sorry.
team should be.
I think we did, though.
Did we?
Because Ilos leads to the final match.
It used to be
Sure,
an
why not?
unguarded town.
And I think that I finished with Liara and Caden, so I can alternately lift Saren.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Anomaly on the sensors. Something big, possibly hostile, taking evasive action.
Wait, I don't think his...
I love how casual Ryder looks in this outfit.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my. It's a whole bunch of sky bisons.
Yeah.
Those are not sky bisons.
Yeah.
Be a lot cooler if they were.
Gotta do your dailies to get the nether race.
Yes.
That's
Fuck
something you
dailies
don't
and
see
WoW,
back
dude.
home.
I hated that shit.
I didn't mind that one. I thought it was worth it because I really liked the nether race. I got used to dailies back on Neopets days, though, so I was just like, whatever, man.
I've never gotten used to dailies.
Bringing us in.
My favorite daily is Daily Kong from Platonic.
Yeah, that's fair. She's pretty great.
She is great.
I'm a binge farmer. You know, if I can get it with like 30 hours of straight just binge farming, great.
Rather than doing it and then coming back tomorrow to do the same thing again for
Right.
like 6 days in a row.
Yeah, or depending on what you're farming, up to like 3 months to get that shit. Because they had some long ass grinds to get some stuff.
Ryder,
It was rude.
I will meet you at Darpalev.
You got a girlfriend.
I still want to like boot up old WoW.
Look at all these plants.
One of these days I'll find the time.
Fully operational here.
And I will
There's a
judge you
vault
for
here
it.
and it's working.
Yeah,
I wonder why
'cause
it
I'll
didn't
love
show
it.
up on the map in EOS.
Oh, that'll make me sad.
I'll just be like, the good old days.
Or you'll be like, oh yeah, I can see all of the improvements that we've made over the years.
And I miss talent trees.
Man, but they got so much better.
I
Like,
disagree.
okay. I don't get that
I don't
one.
know about this, Joel.
Shut up.
This is them. The ones from the other galaxy.
Yes. Ryder, Kiran Dowles, lead scientist at Darpalev.
I just have to say, Havarl is beautiful.
The planet's beauty is the least of my current concerns.
Bitch.
Where's the rest of the team? Ryder has experience with Remnant. We might be able to help their investigations.
You haven't heard? While the team was exploring the monolith, something went terribly wrong. They were
You
caught
haven't
in
heard?
some kind of
Bitch, I don't have
stasis
ears.
field, frozen in place, unresponsive.
I just love how his jacket just always with the wind when there's no wind.
Yeah. It's
I know how to work
fantastic.
remnant tech. I can help you.
Ryder has seen a vault and apparently reset it. Somehow.
Ocean
Magic.
of fish, one will have gems in its mouth. But if you think the alien can help, I'll set skepticism aside. The monolith is not far from here. See what you can do, but be careful. We don't know what triggered the stasis, and it may happen again.
Ocean of fish, one will have gems in its mouth.
Yeah.
Certainly an interesting phrase.
I suppose. I mean, it's kind of standard.
I've never heard that before.
You have literally played this game before.
Okay, well, I've played the game, but
You lying
I've
bitch.
never heard it in real life before.
You should, like, read more Proverbs and stuff.
You should pipe down.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just do that then.
Please just do this. Let's see. Yes.
Man, there's been some fucking drama in the chess world recently. It's great.
So much drama and the CHESS.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard being Snoop D-O-double-S.
Snoop Doss.
Yeah. He's hard to boot sometimes.
I mean, sure, knowing DOS is important, but I don't think I'd write a song about it.
What's all this then? Nothing.
Well, knowing DOS is important if you do computer work, which we do
Yeah.
from time to time.
The Russians know DOS.
Be on the lookout for Roka.
Roka.
Fanatics.
The Russians know DOS.
Yeah.
They
Da.
will likely shoot
They say
on
da
sight.
all the time.
Charming.
Hello, loves.
One of these days, we're actually going to get like a Russian viewer, and he's going to be so excited and listening to us, and then we're going to get to some of the shit that we've been saying since Phoenix Wright, and be like, these motherfuckers.
To be fair, since 999.
That's where it peaked. Absolutely.
That's where it started, really. We didn't do the Russian voice before that.
Did we not do a Russian voice at any point before that?
Nope.
I know that's where Sergei
Let's
came
be careful
along.
around the native flora.
Yeah,
Okay,
999,
everyone?
we invented 7 and
Okay,
Sergei.
I've never described a mushroom as pretty. Those are.
Yeah, alright.
So if you haven't watched Zero Escape, I mean, do that. It's one of our best, also.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that game. And I got to scream in the end.
He really did, and it was wonderful. And after this game, we'll get to VLR,
Yes, that is the plan.
which I'm looking forward to. That's going to be interesting, and he's going to hate it.
Yeah. Had problems with 999.
Oh yeah, you're going to have a lot more problems.
Oh, alright. Those will be fun.
Okay, when I say you're going to hate it, I think that you're just going to have very specific issues with it. but you'll still generally like the characters and stuff. But if you don't like the morphogenetic field in general, well...
Yeah, because it's dumb.
Glorious. And I referenced it in my email to Pete Buttigieg.
Okay, I feel like we need to talk about that email now that you've brought it up. Hold on, where's it at? I need that.
Okay, yeah, you can read it, but wait until, all of the dialogue is done or whatever.
Let me see if I can...
Now I gotta find
Find
voice.
it?
Be able to locate these glyphs, Pathfinder.
Wonder if I
Nope, that's a whole bunch of silly shit. Okay.
should be enough glyphs.
You let me know when we can start talking about this. Because I got problems. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's kind of long. But
And we don't need to get that political on the channel. Avengers
Right.
logo. Okay, we got... yes, Cliff. Cliff here as well.
Bottom right's Avengers logo.
Bottom right's Avengers logo.
Angry Boy.
And then Moose Knuckle.
Moose Knuckle?
Yeah, that's what that one is.
It wasn't Moose Knuckle before.
Yeah, it was.
It was not.
Yes, it was.
I call Shanann.
You said this was Angry Boy, but that's not what Angry Boy was. Angry Boy, or it was the Bad Brother, is specifically what we're talking about.
Sure, why
With
not?
the two lines in the boy, and then one of them has a line going sideways rather than flush with the others. That's the Bad Brother.
But somehow that one's Moose Knuckle?
Yeah, it looks like a knuckle.
Do you know what Moose Knuckle means?
Yeah, it's a muscle on a
Reading of
noose.
the monitors and
A moose knuckle
Scott.
is a muscle on a
Scott and
noose?
Stars. What? Who are you? How did?
You fucking idiot.
It's a muscle on a noose.
This is what I have to deal with, folks.
I like clams better anyway.
Thanks isn't necessary. Just doing my job.
Oh, man.
More aliens appearing out of nowhere.
So dumb.
What's going on?
The remnant tech around here had you frozen in some kind of stasis.
I don't know who you are. Just stay back.
I don't think he remembers being frozen.
Pack your equipment. We're leaving. And let Palev that there's an alien presence by the monolith.
Yeah, they sent me here.
That went well.
What's your status, Ryder? Did you figure out what happened to the research team?
Now that they've woken up, I'm not sure they like me, but they're on their way back to Darpalev.
That's good news. You should come too. Kiran looks like she wants to talk to you.
She's about to summon a bunch of people in Fire Emblem Heroes.
Oh, yeah?
That's the default name for your summoner is Kiran.
Oh.
So there are a lot of people in that game who just never changed it. Anyway, go ahead and give
sounds like
the
a silly
email context.
Okay. So, he emailed me this out of the blue.
I BCC'd him on my email. It was
Yeah.
a reply to an email I got from Mayor Pete, who I was previously supporting before he dropped out of the Democratic race.
Yeah,
right?
and Mayor Pete, it's hi, generic name. We are facing a unique paradox right now. And it goes on to talk about the pandemic and the anguish and the leadership problems that they're seeing and all that stuff. And then it goes on to ask for money because that's what they do. You know. And Kevandre,
I read the title of the email and I was like, oh, paradox, you say.
yeah, he responds with, "Yo, Pete, have you ever heard of the two generals problem? It's also a paradox." So this sounds already like Charlie Day. That's fantastic.
Is it not?
I think you could manipulate the morphogenetic field to solve the problem,
cause that
but it's a
fire.
real head-scratcher. The only thing I don't like about the problem is its solution. It goes like this. And then he goes on to kind of explain it. Two armies are coordinating a pincer attack on a country, one army from the west and one from the east. In order for their attack to succeed, they both need to ensure that the armies attack at exactly the same time. This, by the way, takes place before the advent of phones or even telegrams, so their only way to communicate with each other is via messenger. Now the messenger, he goes on to explain all this. It's great.
I see. I remembered what it was that you told me, so I thought you'd be proud of me. And I learned the lesson.
Yeah. Now the messenger needs to get to the other
Wait
army
to go
via
inside until he finishes reading this.
via sneaking through the country they're about to attack. During that time, this bloke could be replaced by a rogue from the opposition who can give the second general a different message than the first army sent. How do you, as the general of the first army, confirm that this will all proceed as planned? You need to ensure that the second general is completely good to go the night before the attack. You must be 100% sure. Try to reason my way out of this, like I always do, with logic and reason. Which, no. Smoke signals, which can also trigger the enemy to be on alert. Predetermined plans if nothing goes awry, but how do you know nothing went awry for the other army? At the end of the day, the solution to this paradox is just this. There is no solution. I cannot abide by that. I raged and got pissed off at my friend when he told me about that, as he knew I would. Yes, I did.
You should look forward to our one-day video that comes out in
one day I'll
2022.
And then he goes on to talk about political stuff, and try to associate it with that.
Yeah,
and,
I made it clever and quick-witted.
Uh-huh. Sure you did.
And relevant.
And then at the end, after, trying to associate it back, and I don't, there's probably not any true 100% answer, but, you still got to forge forward, sorry. Then he ended it with, I assume you do have enough sense, though, to understand that no matter how infinite a time life gives a bunch of monkeys in a room, they won't write Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's true. And then I made that into a metaphor.
Then you did make it into a bad metaphor.
No, it was a great metaphor.
Uh-huh.
The metaphor being that the monkeys in the thing are Congress, and Shakespeare being, common sense reform or whatever. It was a fine metaphor, and I hope that Pete reads it. He won't. It's just going to go to some random inbox that nobody will ever look at.
That's true. They'll probably look at it, just as a casual, it pops up while they're scrolling through, and they'll realize it starts with, Yo, Pete.
They'll be like, oh, the morphogenetic field? Tell me more.
No.
I should have plugged the channel. God damn it.
Plug the channel to Pete.
Yeah.
Buttigieg.
And then he gives it to Joe Biden, and then he watches it in the White House.
And we get an exclusive interview where he constantly shoots himself in the foot, because that seems to be the only thing he does in interviews.
He puts his foot in his mouth, not shooting himself in the foot.
Same thing. It's the
One
same
is more
expression.
fun than the other.
Is it?
I assume.
How many times have you put your foot in your mouth?
Couple?
Oh, okay.
Let's go ahead and continue the game.
Yeah, but just so you're aware, that's what he does. That's how he talks to people now.
What do you mean, grey, spiky aliens? Ket?
No. These were different. We were doing a survey of the area and saw them. Before the freeze.
You mean Turians? You saw Turians?
Why don't you and Torvar talk about that later? Right now, I want to thank you for saving my team.
No
You
problem,
weren't
girlfriend.
lying.
A little bit of sexy
Kira
time.
told us everything. She even had pictures.
I apologize for the indifferent welcome you received from me earlier.
Don't worry about it. You had no reason to trust me. The last aliens you met were Ket.
Or possibly
Ryder, what
Turians.
you have done here, your remnant understanding and your Sam should convince Ephra you're an asset. We should speak to him as soon as we can.
Motherfucker.
Perhaps on the Tempest?
I've got so much more
Here
shit to do.
I've been thinking, if Ryder can use remnant, couldn't we fix the monoliths? Stop Haval's decline?
Havarl's decline.
This will take time to explain. We can discuss it further when you have time.
We have time right
And
now.
don't forget to talk to Torvar about those. What did you call them? Turians?
So, yeah, the TLDR of Havarl's decline is that it's in a state of ridiculous overgrowth.
Oh, okay.
And it's not going to be able to support things. It's basically the TLDR of, like in Summer Night, if the Summer Court had won and got way too much blood on the table, right? The Earth would have gone through a significant overgrowth, rampant growth, which doesn't sound so bad until you're, oh, especially if you're an Ebola virus, you'll have lots of friends, things like that.
Yeah.
So it's not so good. I mean, some could be like, oh yeah, Havarl is taking back itself or something. Yeah, she'll tell us that too. But
No. It's a planet.
But there's also other
You were saying
shenanigans.
something about the planet being in decline?
It doesn't look like it, but Havarl is sick. It started here, uncontrolled mutations in organic life, killing some, turning others into poison. We're starting to see the same elsewhere. The planet's ecosystem is crumbling, slowly but surely.
It's the monoliths. There are only 2 of them when there should be 3.
So I go to the third monolith, turn it on, reset the vault, and voila!
That is just the thing, Pathfinder Rider. There is no third monolith. It's lost.
How do you lose an entire monolith?
You alright there, PB?
It could be destroyed
Yeah.
for all we know.
Getting your steps
We
in, man.
never tried asking the sages. There could be something in their oral history.
Stars. Those superstitious hermits don't care about modern Angara. You know that.
You saw the projections for the planet's survival. What do we have to lose?
If asking your sages doesn't work, we'll be back here. So, what's the harm in it?
The trek up Mithratha's teeming with Remnant. Most of us don't attempt it, but maybe you could do it. Follow the Remnant River, and keep your head. I'd hate to hear something terrible happened in pursuit of some ancient legend.
Yeah, okay. That a bitch.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. We can knock that out, no problems.
Anyway, so I was very proud of my email. I was just like, oh man, he's going to be impressed with me, and then I'm going to be like Secretary of Defense. So I copied Bobby so he could be in awe and be like, holy shit, you're so fucking smart. And then he talked shit.
Yeah.
He just sends me an email that says, really, motherfucker? Really? It's my favorite email I've ever received.
That's true. That's exactly what I sent.
Yeah, it was great.
Because, why? You sent it like you're actually talking to Pete.
Yeah, it was. The email said it was from Pete Buttigieg, so I'm like, all right, it's all right.
We had a little messaging conversation on Messenger about this. Let's see if I can find that.
It'll be fine. Like, you know, I'm sure that it doesn't go to him, but I got a automatic reply that said, hey, someone will review this and respond if necessary, or something like that. And I'm just like, I just replied to that email. I'm like, hey, could you forward this to Pete, please? Holy shit. Fucking Joe Biden won't leave me alone. Alright.
Goodness, do we talk a lot?
I know, especially since we are in one room next to each other.
Yeah. So much talking, goodness.
So much to do, so much to see. Chasm of the
What do you think
Builders!
this was for? Some kind of aqueduct? Stay alert. We don't know what's down there.
Something?
Don't trust any of this remnant
Oh shit,
stuff.
oh shit, oh shit.
Don't trust their
Oh,
giant
fuck.
ditch.
Don't trust their giant ditch. That's probably a good idea. Every day I'm scanning shit. How to get down? Over there. Gotta get up and get down. Gotta get up and get down.
Goodness, how long ago was this conversation?
It was only a few days ago.
It seems like
Activating
10,000 years.
automated forward station deployment.
Oh yes, there we go. So I mentioned the really motherfucker. He says, I was very eloquent and smart in my email. I'm very proud of it.
I am.
And I said, you're essentially talking to a brick wall, though. And your response is eloquent to a brick. So I essentially murdered him,
No, that's fine.
as you can tell.
I disagree.
Talking
I was still being eloquent. What I got from that is that he agreed that I was eloquent. It's just that he's talking shit about the people who would be reading it because it's basically just going into an inbox that nobody's going to access.
well, it's eloquent for you.
Yeah, pretty good.
Because
And I understand the lessons you taught me
oh yeah,
better than even you.
no.
Because I know that the monkey thing wouldn't happen.
That just goes to show that you don't understand the monkey thing.
It wouldn't happen.
You don't understand it.
Oh,
It's okay, you don't understand it.
I do.
I forgive you for not understanding it.
No, I get what you mean. I just disagree. I need to
They
call up
don't get what I mean.
a scienceman. Because people, you know, in that field are just like, yeah, it's likely that it could happen. It's not guaranteed that it will. And I think it wouldn't happen.
Not once have you made a single logical argument against the thought experiment.
Well, thought experiments aren't real.
Not a
Be
single
gone,
damn time.
thought experiment.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be gone though. You
Oh,
gotta.
It's not real in the first
You
place.
gotta have thoughts.
No, I don't have to have bad thoughts. Like that.
Yes, you do. You gotta even have intrusive thoughts.
No.
They just come on in and be like, "Where's my razzle?"
Yes, where am I razzle?
Look, it's a joke from American Dad,
I see.
where there's a candy store owner who pays a diseased prostitute and razzles.
Just a little bit of a razzle dazzle.
And at one point she comes out and she's like, "Hey, you Candyman, where's my razzle?" And I don't know why. That like one single scene gets stuck on my mind.
Yeah, me and Josh used to talk about that, except I'm a koala. Shit, a lot. That was like the best one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
They just wrote him out of the show.
Did they?
Yeah.
I mean, I would have preferred that he not been a recurring character anyway. I was like, it was much more fun for him to just randomly be in the pool that one time and never show up again.
I think the last time he pops up, he ends up fighting Patrick Stewart, Avery Bullock, in a field over Haley.
Oh, that sounds right.
I think that's right. In the episode where she and Jeff run off to get married.
Yes.
Something like that.
From what I understand, that show has really gone to shit, though.
Every show's gone to shit.
True. There was a time that Seth MacFarlane was making good shit because he was following me around with a microphone. But, yeah.
Plus, we grow up, a lot of the jokes don't hit the same way because they're the same jokes that they were telling 15 years ago.
True.
So, we don't care.
I don't care. I ship it.
Even Futurama had a few bad episodes in there.
Yeah, mostly in the newer ones.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because, we outgrew it. I don't think so, anyway.
Yeah, it just lost a little bit of something on a few episodes. It would have it, and then it would just 2 or 3 episodes, just no. Then it'd find it again, and that episode was great.
Yeah, man. Some of those newer ones are awesome.
Yeah. But then you get things like Rick and Morty, to where you get a little bit of spark of it, and then people go crazy for it. The fan base kills the show.
Yeah, I try not to let a fan base ruin something for me, but that might be one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed Rick and Morty, like, a little bit, but not as much as you guys did. Because, like, there was a time that me and Bobby and some of our work associates were, like, just trying to talk about Rick and Morty all the time. And I was like, yeah, that's alright. I was kind of part of it, and I was watching it just to be part of the conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit because I got in on it at, like, the Season 3 premiere.
Yeah,
Because
that's...
I hadn't heard about it until then. Then, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, Season 3 premiered on April Fools.
I had avoided it for a long time because I hated the artistic direction of the show. But then my ex-wife and my friend Linda were just like, dude, the show is great and the art is great. And I'm like, oh, okay.
No, the art is not great.
It's not good.
It's better than some shit. I mean, Adult Swim has managed to put out some truly
Adult
awful
Swim is
artwork.
Hit or miss, but they usually miss, huh?
Yeah.
Got a boyfriend, I bet he doesn't kiss ya.
Not if he's an artist for Adult Swim.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They don't kiss?
They do not. Can confirm.
How are you confirming that, sir? I'd like to know.
Because there's no way in hell anyone's dating them.
I doubt that.
I mean, would you date a terrible artist?
Yeah.
I wouldn't count on it.
You have too low of standards.
I am a terrible artist, so takes one to know one.
Or would you date a terrible professional artist?
If I could make enough money off of my art to do it as a profession, then I would. And it would still be terrible.
I mean, Jackson Pollock did, so sure.
Yeah. Turn on a black light, this place looks like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Yeah. Fine joke in that movie.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was great. 2 was okay.
Just okay.
Cock and balls.
Didn't like the bad guy as much, not because...
I think that Kurt Russell did a good job acting it.
Yeah, Kurt Russell is always a great actor. I just didn't like the character and the way that they handled him.
Yeah. He's a weird amalgamation of stuff. If you haven't seen an NW Movies video about Ego, you should absolutely watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Or, all of his videos.
Just about all of his videos. He did a live stream about National Treasure the other day, and I'm choosing not to watch it because I'm assuming it would just be him sitting there going, it's a perfect movie. Anything else and he's wrong.
Yeah, it's like when I was watching CinemaSins' fucking Serenity video. I was like, that's a 16-minute long thing of, hey, this is a perfect movie.
Yeah. Everybody knows it's a perfect movie.
It's the best episode of Firefly.
Yeah, and that's saying something.
Firefly has some really, really good episodes and some really not so good episodes.
But almost no one agrees entirely on what the not so good episodes are.
The whorehouse one is the worst one.
Absolutely. But I have been told that I'm wrong about that.
Nope, you are correct, sir.
Yes, I agree. It was banned.
Some of them are just way too slow. Like, I like the show. It's my second favorite sci-fi property after Mass Effect.
Okay.
But that's still a pretty large dearth.
I don't think I've heard anyone use the word dearth in, I don't know, 50 years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where were you 50 years ago where you heard the word dearth?
Vietnam.
Oh. Koreatnam?
Not the war. I was just kind of there,
Yeah.
hanging out.
Viet Cong is my favorite member of the DK crew.
Bypass that security.
That's kind of a fucked up
How
thing
is
to
it
say.
possible? An alien.
I am Ryder, Pathfinder with the Andromeda Initiative, from the Milky Way galaxy.
That does not explain how or why you are able to operate the remnant doors.
Magic.
It doesn't matter. You must leave. We do not entertain guests here.
Havarl's in decline. If you tell me about the lost monolith, I can help fix it. Reset the vault.
It's lost. The memories of its location haven't been reclaimed. On Mithrava, we have accepted Haval's eventual ruin.
You're just giving up on your planet? Isn't this your birthplace? Don't you want to save it?
No, go buy a new one.
Separates
Traded
want
in at Planet
from
Stop.
can.
Yeah.
What
If
you
they're open
ask,
from COVID.
no one can give. The memory of the monolith resides within a thread that slipped from our grasp.
I'm not sure I follow.
Reincarnation. The soul that's returned time and again. An unbroken thread. There was one, long ago, who had knowledge of the third monolith. Zorai, a champion of the Angara from before the Scourge. Zorai's soul has returned and could be made to remember what it knew. But we have no contact with it.
I can't believe you've done this.
Okay, let me get this straight. Someone could remember the monolith from a past life?
Souls retain within families. An object's heirloom tied closely to that bloodline could cause memories.
You have spaceships. Just do a
But
planet
it's
scan.
not guaranteed.
It has been known to happen on rare occasions in the past with other souls. The only known heirloom of Zorai's family rests in an area with active remnant. No one has survived the journey. But perhaps
This seems awfully silly.
I mean, I know where the monolith
was
is.
reborn in Tavos,
I can see
was
why it
now
wouldn't show up on the
Oroka.
scan.
He recently returned
Also,
to Havar
is it a
on
mountain?
mission.
I'll look
It's
into this.
underground.
What have we got
Yeah,
to
is
lose
it underground
anyway?
under a mountain?
I will
Something
send
like
you
that,
the relevant
A
coordinates.
mountain full of lead.
We consider
I don't know if
Havar
it's
a
lead.
lost cause. But perhaps now, there is hope.
There is hope. Hey, look, a memory trigger. Give me that shit. Thank you.
Another eidetic trigger, Sam?
One of your father's memories is now accessible. Return to Sam Node on the Hyperion to investigate further.
No, you. Okay, so I think that's where we're going to call it for today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We're about 35 minutes, and you keep yelling at me if I do hour-long episodes, so...
Yeah, because it feels like it takes 1,000 hours.
Yeah, it's
and
fine.
it destroys our entire day.
No, that's great.
I got other shit to do, man.
Yeah, so, thus, I'm calling it here.
Alright. Usually you just ignore me and do the hour-long episode anyways.
That's what I should do.
Alright, that's fine. So, what have we done in this episode?
So we got to Varl,
Yep.
we freed the scientists around the first monolith, and then we were told, hey, there's a third monolith. We just don't know where the fuck it is. If you go to the sages on top of Mithrava, they might be able to help you out. And that's what we did. We traveled up Mithrava, and now we're here with the sages, who told me I need to find the descendant of a dude named Zerai.
And some sort of family heirloom piece.
Exactly.
To regenerate his memories from the past life.
Exactly.
Sounds like a bunch of hokey bullshit to me.
Yeah. The Angara are lame.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah. I mean, they're very interesting once you really delve into them, but in general, I'm just like, yeah. For like 2 new species that are, shown in this game, the new aliens aren't great compared to the old ones. But whatever, still a good game. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it here then.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do a shout out to Tom Taylorson, who is the voice of Scott Ryder, who is Sarah Ryder's twin brother, who can be the protagonist of this game if you choose to be male. He's also an audiobook narrator. He did the narration for the 3rd Andromeda book, which I did read this week, and we'll go over that soon when we got a little more time to talk about it.
Yes.
Because it was really good, definitely the best Mass Effect book. But he also did the audiobook narration for the Thanos book that came out before Endgame. Which I also read and thoroughly enjoyed, and his reading of it was also really good. So yeah, shout out to him. He's one of the better audiobook narrators out there. I think he definitely deserves a shout out. It's a pity that I'm almost always going to pick to play Sarah Ryder, because she's better.
Fair enough.
I also like Pretty Wolf, but still.
My shout out is going to go towards something that Kevandre found recently and we ordered, and we're both using right now. It's Jashika Eyewear. What it is, it's a little bitty clip-on filter for computers, so like the Gunnar glasses where it filters out a lot of the blue and it turns everything a slight yellow and it's supposed to relieve stress on your eyes. It's a little bitty clip-on version of that. It was only like $17 on Amazon, which was great. 17, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Pretty darn cheap. It clips on really well, and I've definitely noticed a difference.
Yeah.
Even with allergies, my eyes still get kind of fucked up, but it's not a constant heavy pain that was going on before. I can look at the screen and it's making it bearable. So my eyes just aren't like watering, and it's like I can't keep that shit open, and it makes it really hard to read dialogue, especially yesterday during Phoenix Raid where we recorded 3 episodes, and that probably would have just sucked a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had them for a little over a day now, and we're just keeping them on. They're fantastic.
Yeah, I was finishing up watching Steins Gate yesterday, and then the movie as well I watched, and I was watching it with the clip-on parts on, and I noticed like when I like lean my head back and it goes underneath those, so I can just see the thing as it actually is. I'm like, oh wow, everybody's really white.
Now you know how it feels.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good time. So I definitely recommend these, especially if you're working from home on a computer all day like we are.
Yeah.
Because it used to be we had a lot more time in between. We'd get up, we'd get in the car, go to 7-Eleven, get to work, and then do that, and then go out for lunch. We had a lot more breaks in between computer time. These days, I basically get up at 5:20, start work at 5:30.
Stare at a computer for 9 hours.
And then stare at a computer for another 8 hours until I go to bed.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But,
yeah, these things help, though. It's really good.
Yeah, I've got no problem with staring at a computer all the time, but once the eye strain started, I'm like, oh, I gotta do something about this.
And they even come with, like, a nice little case and cleaning cloth and all that
and
stuff.
Replacement screws and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting, and I appreciated that. It's very fancy. A lot of packaging. As someone who sells packaging, I appreciated that.
Yeah, keeps us in business.
Yeah, we need to call them up and be like, hey, you want us to holler at you?
What's that, bro? You want
some rat porn?
You want some rat porn on your packaging, bro?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
I mean, we can do that. I know we can.
Shout out to us ripping off Finney again.
Yeah, it's
not unusual.
Yeah, he's probably used to it by now.
I'm sure.
Not that he is probably even aware of our existence.
They made a full Super Mario 3, I think it was, hack based on stupid Vinesauce memes,
Oh yeah.
and it's incredible. Like, and apparently it's kind of blowing up a little bit. People who don't even know what Vinesauce is are playing it like, what the fuck is this? But it's also awesome. But like, it's got all of his stupid like jokes in there. Anyway, it's amazing. It was like Mario's Mystery Meat is what I think it was called.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I'd like to see what you would think of it as someone who only has really experience to Vinny through me.
I'd probably hate it. Anyways, let's go ahead and call it there, and we can continue next time.
Cool. All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.